Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 2119th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Traders, YouTube fans, thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. I hope these videos are helping. Please make sure that you subscribe to my videos. Make sure that you are notified the moment I put one out because they are geared for trading immediately after viewing. And we usually put one out the very next day. So make sure you are notified. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. All right, traders. So, for video 2119 on the board, it is for trading June 17th, 2020, which is a Wednesday. So what you see on the board pertains to Tuesday night through Wednesday, and what we have on the board right now is a green Omni arrow in E-mini, S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell. Before I tell you how we're going to handle these trades, you must know that trading is extremely risky. Volatility has been huge lately. Losses have been massive if you're on the wrong side. Please know that this game is not suitable for all traders. It is certainly not suitable for all trading accounts. You must know the rules. Put your stops in first. The market is always right. If you think the market is wrong, please refer back to the market is always right. That's the way this works. And never, ever trade without putting those stops in first. If you got that down, let's move forward. So, green Omni, E-mini, S&P, Russell. The indices are holding well on charts. Both the daily and the weekly charts still look good on the indices. I don't see why not. The year-end targets, the Omni year-end targets, remain valid. Traders, they have been on this board since the year began. These targets remain valid. We are absolutely positively expecting to hit them before the year is up. And I don't see why not. With $9 trillion injection and the country getting back on its feet, COVID backing off, people going back out, buying things, vacationing, flying, why shouldn't we end up back here in 6 more months, right? I don't see why not. And we've got some, well, what I'm going to do is for Krakow Walk, one of my Omniacs on YouTube. Krakow, thank you so much. He asked me about the dollar index and would I analyze that in my next video. And you know what, Krakow? Perfect timing to ask about the dollar index. I'll show you a chart and you'll see why. So good call on asking me to analyze the dollar. I will do that for you in this video. Traders, I'm going to show you some great charts in a moment, but I want to remind you, you have to hurry up. OmniCamp, 2 weeks away. I only have one left open seat, just one. I've literally turned down more applicants than I've approved, but on this particular time, I've got one open seat. We're only holding an OmniCamp for 3 people out here in Vegas. You must be willing to drive. There is no flying. But you can drive from New York City, you can drive from Florida, you can drive from the middle of the country, you can drive from Alaska. Doesn't matter where you want to drive from, but no flying in, okay? COVID rules, only 50% occupancy. There will be 3 Omniacs only. This will be very intimate one-on-one. OmniCamp starts on a Thursday. It goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This is intense. One open seat. Would you like to be the Omniac that comes out and learns how to make these fantastic calls the way I do? One chance for one of you. Call me, 702-629-4755, or go to livewithoscar.com. You've got to hurry. Time is ticking. And fill out your OmniCamp applications. Traders, with no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, September daily bar. Remember, for you traders out there, we are no longer trading June, the M month. Now it is you, September. If you're trading indices, if you're trading currencies, if you're trading bonds, you are trading September now, no longer June. September, E-mini, S&P on the daily bar chart. You'll note that not only did it stop cold right near the 50-bar moving average, but it also held right down here at what we consider a channel and has rallied a couple of days since, and I don't see why we cannot end up here in the next couple of days. So E-mini S&P on the daily looks decent, and Omni is green for trading on Wednesday. Then you've got E-mini S&P weekly. You are now above the Omni average. A round of applause for that move, right? Remember, the world was coming to an end when we stood in front of this camera and said, this is an interesting juncture. We've got a double bottom. We're calling bottom. It actually worked, to my surprise, of course, but analysis worked like it always does. We've rallied up. We hung around the Omni average for a while, but we've gotten over it, came back, tested it, rallying up. That looks good on the weekly, in my opinion. Let's see where it's going to go. Then you've got the Russell 2000 September contract on the daily bar. Once again, bouncing nicely off the bottom of a channel. It usually stops at the top of it or close to it and bounces off the bottom. We have bounced off the bottom. We're looking good here. Omni is green, so we are going to buy a big pullback. If we are going to get long, we're going to buy a pullback, then get long and expect it to go back up. We don't just jump right in and buy because the Omni arrow is green. We wait for the Omni price to hit, which is usually a pullback first, where we would get long and then get out on the rally. So that's your Russell on your daily. And you've got Russell on the weekly. And just like it, the same way it looks in that wonderful channel on the daily, an even better channel here on the weekly. Look at this weekly channel. Really nice work inside that channel so far. Just bounced off of it and rallied all the way to here on Tuesday. That's good, my friends, especially for a weekly. So we will go with that green Omni if it dips deep enough to get long. And then for Crack Cow Walk, my YouTube fan, thank you so much for asking about the dollar. Very interesting juncture. This is a weekly chart of the dollar, so every bar represents full 5 days or a week's worth of trading. If you'll note, for several years you have stayed inside of this. No matter what happens, it stays in. You had one blow up through it, came right back and stayed back inside again. Down here, when the volatility was great, same thing happened at the bottom, but it only blew through quickly and came right back. Well, right now we are in the very same situation. On Monday, it went down here. On Tuesday, it came back to here. Right back into the channel, bounced off the 200 bar. So far, so good on that dollar. What we need to watch out for is a few bars this way. That would be very detrimental to the price of the dollar because many traders are recognizing that we do hold inside of this channel. So we need to hold inside of this channel. If we start to break lower, the traders who are selling will come out of the woodwork. For now, we like the fact that the actual bar, the real bar, is this one, and it is back in the channel, and it bounced off the 200. So far, so good. Crack Cow Walk, we'll take it one day at a time, but thank you so much for inquiring, and that is my analysis on the dollar index. All right, traders, let's finish this video, and we can all get back to work. Traders, you've seen the charts. You've got my reasoning why. The green arrow stays on the board. Weeklies look good. Dailies look good. That can always change, but for now, Tuesday night to Wednesday, they look good. Omni year-end targets remain valid. Got to give that a round of applause, right? And to Crack Cow Walk, you've seen the dollar index. Now, traders, today, Tuesday, while the markets were open, Monday night into Tuesday, my Omni arrow was neutral. It wasn't green. It wasn't red. It was neutral. And I'll tell you right now, sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. We did not trade the indices. If you watched, they rallied up, came all the way back to their lows, and then went back to the middle. So it was a difficult day. And instead, we made our coin in gold. Thank you very much, Omni, for giving us a gold-winning trade. And now here we are on Tuesday night for Wednesday, and you've seen everything on the board for Wednesday. Traders, if you think the market activity is crazy, if you think it's insane, if you think the Fed has butt in and they've done too much QE and this can't be right and the house of cards is going to fall down, if you've got that in your mind, remember two simple rules. Rule number one, the market is always right. That's it. Rule number two, if you think the market looks, acts, or seems wrong to you, please refer back to rule number one. The market is always right. Don't fight it. Don't call it wrong. Learn how to analyze it and trade it for what it is. My advice to you. All right, traders, livewithoscar.com, free trading room, no credit cards required, no nonsense. Come join me at livewithoscar.com, and we'll spend our days and nights together in a free trading room trying to get through these rough and tumble markets. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Thank you for your comments. And remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do, in my opinion, to keep those emotions at bay, and I know that's not easy, but try this. Say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, thank you so much for tuning in. Please give me the next 2 minutes and watch this clip of what the last Omni campers had to say about the last Omni camp.
My expectations when I came here were to help me achieve more consistency and provide me with a more simple approach to trading futures. That's exactly what Oscar has been able to provide in the camp.
I did not expect to learn everything I learned in just a few days and as quickly as I did. So it just shows how good Oscar's system is.
I just wanted to do it right without making the same learning mistakes that are so expensive and so costly from the best. And he is the best.
I used to play golf, so he's like the Tiger Woods of golf, is the analogy I would use.
A lot of these other people that say they're the best, and they say they're good. And you see what they're doing, and it's a one-trick pony would be the way we deem it. It only works in this setup and in this occasion. Oscar is honest charting. He goes through the charts, and you can play it in any market. And you're going to be right most of the time. Way more often than not.
It really does feel personal, and you can clearly see that, you know, through all the things that Oscar's done and does, he's got a genuine interest in helping people to get better.
I've been through, you know, people sell indicators and sell you products, and you know, you try them out, you spend this money, and they just don't work. So, but I didn't realize how exact and precise his system was. And it takes all the burden and stress out of your trading once you get it down. And that's what he makes sure before you leave the camp, that you understand the system and that you're using it properly.
So whilst it seems simple, you know, oftentimes the simplest things are actually the hardest things to come up with. And so Oscar's certainly been able to narrow down to something that is simple, that he can teach people, and that people can actually go away and implement, right? Everything that you learn here is stuff that you walk away thinking, yep, I understand it, I've got a good handle on the approach, the techniques, and it's easy enough for you to remember the majority of the things that you've learned because of the way that he teaches in such a simplistic manner. So you walk away feeling very satisfied that you can tomorrow, even as soon as tomorrow, go away and implement the things that you've been taught.
I was extremely nervous to come out here. Extremely. So now that a lot of those things have been alleviated, I can't ask for anything more. This was great.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, I would recommend people to come on this course if you're fortunate enough to be selected, because you know not everyone gets in. So for that, I'm grateful that I was allowed to really come here.
Past performance is not indicative of future results. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.